Russia's troop deployment has sparked fears of imminent escalation in hostilities in eastern Ukraine. The European Union's top diplomat has said that in the face of the big military buildup of Russian troops near Ukraine's borders, it would only take a spark to set off a confrontation. Joseph Borrell said after a virtual meeting of the European Union foreign ministers said that the massing of Russian troops, including military field hospitals, was a matter of concern. It is the highest military deployment of the Russian army on the Ukrainian border ever. It is clear that it is a matter of concern when you deploy a lot of troops, Beryl said. Well, a spark can jump here or there. Initially, the European Union's foreign policy chief told reporters that there is more than 150,000 Russian troops massing on the Ukrainian borders and in Crimea, and doubled down on the figure later before his services had to correct it in the transcript, saying the real figure was more than 1 lakh. Nevertheless, Borrell said that it was evident there was risk of further escalation. Borrell declined to say where he got the initial 150,000 Russian troop number from, but called it my reference figure. It was higher than the 110,000 estimate provided by Ukrainian Defense Minister Andriy Taran on Wednesday. The military build-up has sparked fears of imminent escalation in the years-long conflict that has wrecked eastern Ukraine's Donetsk and Luhansk regions, where government forces have battled Russian-backed Spartans since the rebels seized a south of territory there in April 2014. European Union optimized against further sanctions. Borrell's comments came after Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba addressed European Union diplomats during Monday's meeting and called on the bloc to impose new sanctions on Russia, which seized Crimea from Ukraine in the March 2014 and has been accused by Kyiv and Western countries of arming, funding and leading the Spartans forces in the country's east. Despite Kuleba's appeal, Borrell said no new economic sanction or expulsion of Russian diplomats were planned for the time being. He also said there was no request for a synchronized European Union diplomatic move of explosions in the standoff between the Czech Republic and European member state and Russia following Prague's accusation that Moscow was involved in a 2014 ammunition depot explosion. The Kremlin has repeatedly denied playing any role in the conflict in the Donbas region, of which Donetsk and Luhansk are a part, and has described its troop movements in the region as defensive. It has also stated that military units moved to border position would remain in position as long as Moscow saw fit. But Russia's recent moves have provoked alarm in Kyiv and among Ukraine's allies, promoting calls from NATO and several of the alliance's member states, including the United States, Germany, and France, for Russian President Vladimir Putin to order a pullback of the troops amassed in border areas. Ukraine is currently an ally of NATO but not a member. Kyiv renewed tensions with Moscow have meanwhile further worsened relations between Russia and the West, which had already plugged to post-Cold War lows following the jailing of Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny earlier this year.